Good morning. This is JLJ this morning. I'm James Lott Jr. And I look a little tired just because I am. I just had a whirlwind 4 or 5 days in addition to my regular life, where I left town and went to Northern California for several events. One was unexpected. One happened that was unexpected. In the middle of all that, something happened, but I was going for other events also. I just got back. I miss traveling so much. Anyone who's known me for any length of time knows I'm a huge traveling person. I like to leave town and see other places and go there and do other things and go there, do things in other places. And so the pandemic completely stopped that for me. And I've only been out of town 3 times in the last 2 years. And this was my first time in the Bay Area since the pandemic. I saw some of San Francisco. I didn't do a lot there, but I went to Santa Rosa, went to a place called Gulala. Did not know that before. That's so secluded in Mendocino County. That's so secluded and so beautiful. It was crazy. So we did, I did a wedding, and the wedding, I got to officiate the wedding. So it was really wonderful with some good friends of mine. But this place was on the northern coast. So it was secluded, northern coast, different type of weather than Los Angeles. Los Angeles, of course, has this mostly sunny. Up there, it's overcast, it's sprinkled, it rained, it drizzled, it was green, they were changing of the leaves. It was wonderful. Going to San Francisco, also seeing how different that's changing. The skyline is changing. But every time we're just changing a lot. Going to Sacramento, even Sacramento's changing. People there are changing, everything's changing. It's just like I gotta really it's just really reflective about life and how life is about changes. It's a series of changes. It's just everything's always, hopefully if it's going well, it's just moving right along, moving right along, moving right along. So before I had to leave to do this wedding, a very, 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 very good friend of mine passed away. His name was Chris. And Chris died of a heart attack at 48. It was sudden, surprising. We hadn't talked in a while. We had a couple weeks ago had a brief exchange. We used to talk every day, all the time. We were inseparable. We go back 22, 23 years. To the 90s. He helped me in my life, actually, when I needed a place. I needed a mailbox. He used to own a mail house in San Francisco. I needed a place to house mail, and he gave it to me. So that was great. And he didn't charge me. And when he changed his life, I was always there for him, helped him move. I knew his parents. I know his brother, David, sister-in-law, and Chris was just one of a kind. And I saw a lot of my friends, the 2 friends I married, Andrew and Teresa. Andrew I've known 27 years. My friend David I've known 27 years. The friend I've known 30 years. Like it's just these are people I've known for a long time. These are long time friendships that have stayed intact. They morph and change a little bit, right? But they stayed intact for most in general. We've kept in touch. I think technology has helped a lot with that in terms of online profiles and like that, and apps. That's helped too. But we all actually talk to them on the phone. When I go to San Francisco and see them, and visit and go have dinner or lunch or brunch. Chris and I would have brunch, we'd have dinner or lunch. It's just weird. I have so many memories that just flood my brain. It's very interesting to look back. And same with Andrew. It's a we've known each other. He was like 21. We met so young. I was in my mid-20s back then in San Francisco, and we were all trying to figure things out. And we're all in different spaces now. We all kind of spread out. And Chris died, and the news got out. everyone was contacting me. So I've heard people I haven't talked to in years, people that I see occasionally, but we're having these kind of meaningful talks. Um, he's the second person in this group of friends who have died of a heart attack at 48. My friend James died of a heart attack recently too, a few months ago. Another close friend of mine, I've known him since it's 27 years. No, I met him in 94. Um, I'm losing my friends that are my age group. And I didn't think I have to worry about that until later in my life. But death can come at any time, of course. That's when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. But it's just so interesting to have to deal with it and go, wow, I'm 52 years old, and there are people who were around my age or my age group who are not here. And I'm now just like, you almost feel like you're by yourself. It's just, my emotions all over the place. And this show, JLJ This Morning, is morphing too. It's one of those things where I came on here to talk about positivity and positive stuff, and that's all I was going to do, and that's it for the show. But as I've noticed, it's been kind of become this little mini confessional for me about how I feel in the morning, whatever I feel like in the mornings. And I've realized that even if I'm feeling a certain way that's not considered positive, it's still a positive thing, right? I still get to share part of my life with you and maybe help relate with you if you're watching or listening and going, I'm going through something similar, or I never thought of it that way, or I never heard it before. Now I'm hearing about it. I think even when I'm talking about something that's sad, it's still something positive. Positivity is a feeling. It's a maybe a lifestyle for some. And I'm still a positive person in many ways. That may change, but people who are positive still go through challenges. Maybe that's what I'm showing, that sometimes there's some challenges. Because you don't feel as upbeat and strong as normal, and it's still okay. That's okay too. We have to stop. We have to normalize that people have things that go on. You can share them, right? But I have been enjoying talking with you guys on here in the mornings. These are the things that come with me in the mornings. Those are my things I'm thinking of. And I'll have some guests on and stuff like that happen too. But I do the live shows sometimes in the mornings when I have my coffee. And I'll continue to do that too. But I'm liking doing this JLJ This Morning kind of with you guys and sharing some morning musings of what's going on. And maybe you're having your coffee too, or whatever, you're getting your day going. I've just noticed this, and this is a positive thing, that life continues, it regenerates, it generates, it moves on, it keeps going, no matter what happens. But we're only here for a certain amount of time. And I'm realizing that everyone knows what they're doing. Everyone's making deliberate decisions, whether they're right or wrong, or good or bad, or helpful or hindrance. Everyone's making decisions for themselves at any given moment. And everyone's decisions, including mine, affect someone else's life in some form. And it's funny because I have been doing my best. This is a positive thing too. My best the last 5-6 years to clear out all drama, any craziness, any unnecessary baggage. I've done a great job doing that. And in my life, I really don't have any major dramas or anything, thank God. But I have a couple of things that are unfinished. And I can only, and actually it requires another person to help me work it out, so to speak. So I have to kind of have to wait for the other person to respond to me. And when they do, then I guess, then maybe hopefully it'll resolve itself. But then also the point of, if they don't, well, what do you do? to help resolve something. That's always the major test too. What do you do on your end to resolve something? And so I am working on that. I just think people, everyone's looking out for themselves at the moment. Um, whether it's protecting their heart or their interests or their feelings, their bodies, whatever. They're trying to protect themselves. And everyone's trying to make their way through life. They're trying to make decisions. Some of us we're just learning. We're learning as we go along. And some people are just trying to learn their way through this. I try to have more compassion about that and figure that out. But at the same time, look out for myself too, like everybody else, look out for myself and make sure that I'm okay and that the things that I'm going for are still the things that I stand for are still there. So with Chris's death, Chris was very much a person who stood his ground. He had certain feelings about things, but he also was flexible in some ways, and he pivoted his life and changed his life several times over. But he always kept thriving, and I think that's me too. It's like I'm just here to thrive, and but his death and others just reminds me, we're here for a finite amount of time. We're not getting out alive, as they always say. We're gonna all go at some point. We're all gonna go. So I'm trying to make the best of it. I'm trying to make the best of it. I'm trying to make some good decisions. I'm trying to streamline things. I'm trying to be kind to people. I'm trying to let people walk all over me, all at the same time. And also mourn the loss of my friends. I did go to work today. I got back late, and I just like, I don't have anything to give. I'm not going to work tomorrow either. I have nothing to give at the moment. I have nothing to give at the moment. I got to just take this time for myself, which is okay, right? And get myself together. So we're gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. We're gonna make it, right? We are. Have the best rest of your day today. And if you're going through something, I wish you peace and clarity to handle it. JLJ This Morning is on Facebook and Twitter. And I'm James Lott Jr. We'll see you another morning on JLJ This Morning.